Missy that ashy tashy. But I'm just coming from getting a CT scan. I got my coffee with my whipped cream. So, ladies, I want to say welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ivy, and this channel is Boobougie. And over here, we talk about thrifted, clearance, and free. We talk about looking good and feeling good. Mm, yes. So, if you happen upon this channel, go ahead and subscribe. You in for a treat. Yes. Don't leave 5 minutes before the miracle. So, ladies, what I want to talk to y'all about today, a lot of people don't like to really talk about this issue, but I want to talk about it. And we're going to talk about mental health today. Okay. Um, I told y'all before, if you have not seen any of my videos, please go back and watch, subscribe, and like. It helps the algorithm to push my videos out. And ladies, we're almost to that. We're at 777. So I don't play numbers and stuff like that, but we're almost to that 1,000. But what I want to talk to you about today is mental health. That's that's what I want to talk about. Some may be able to identify and some may not. Um, Now you all know that when my mom transitioned in 2018, I went into a facility because I didn't want to die, but I just didn't know how to live without my mother. I've lived, that's the longest relationship I've had in my life. So when I went there for the weekend and, ate and smoked and took my happy pill they gave me and. So when I came out, I had to continue this journey that I started with my mental health. And so they gave me a referral. And when they gave me the referral, it was to behavior health. And they gave me a diagnosis back in 2019, but I guess I was up under so much grief and so much weight of missing my mother, that I didn't really focus on a diagnosis she gave me. And so I had an appointment the other day. I had three appointments, as a matter of fact. I'm getting ready to go back to work. So, yeah, I was in MARTA jail because I got there and I couldn't use the restroom. And so I had to stay until I could use the restroom. But anyway, yeah, so back in 2019, they gave me a diagnosis. I'm sure she told me, but it didn't register. And so I went the other day and it was another lady, not the therapist, but another lady that was doing my intake. She had to renew my paperwork. And so when she was renewing my paperwork, for whatever reason, she asked me, she said, "Do you know what your diagnosis is?" And I'm looking at her like, I thought my diagnosis was it was like a mood stabilizer because I was crying so much over my mother and missing her and all the feelings that came with that. And so when she asked me, I just said no. And so she told me what my diagnosis was. Girl, I just broke down crying. She told me my disorder was major depressive disorder, right? So I started crying in that moment when she told me, and I was just overwhelmed because I'm like, I'm loco. For real, I'm loco, right? So after I got my little cry out and they poked and prodded blood work and all that, they want to make sure you're taking your medicine. And so after I thought about it, and this was like later on and even the next day, when I thought about it, it kind of fit some of the pieces of the puzzle together that was going on in my life and that was going on with my husband. Because, like I said, they gave me this diagnosis in 2019, but it didn't register because of everything else that was going on. And so I've had this diagnosis since 2019, but it wasn't until the other day that the light bulb went off that that's why when my husband leaves, I get on the couch and I tell myself this wonderful story. I look when I'm in the bed, even the night before, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna straighten up, I'm gonna mop the floor, I'm gonna get a dog a bath. I got all these plans before I get downstairs. But when I get downstairs, baby, I'm talking about before YouTube. We're gonna get to YouTube too. But I would get downstairs, I would make my coffee, turn on the TV, and I would be on that couch. I wouldn't be laying there sad or anything like that, but I did not have any motivation to do anything, whether it was wash dishes, wash clothes, straighten up, that nothing. Nothing. I wasn't motivated to do anything but lay there on that couch. That was it. I would lay on the couch in the morning, and before I realized it, it was 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, wow. But I didn't think nothing of it. I just, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I'm restless, or I don't really feel like doing, too much today. I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it later. And that was a pattern in my life. So when I look at it now and I'm still processing it, ladies, I haven't like got the diagnosis again and just read a couple things and figured it all out. No, I'm still trying to figure out the pieces of the puzzle, um for all the stuff that went on in my marriage, and just with me personally, aside from him, just me, filling in the blanks for myself, because when I started doing YouTube was after my mother transition. It was after the diagnosis. This month, as a matter of fact. So come on, ladies, let's get to that 1,000 subscribers before this month is over. Because Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, is when I started YouTube, like the week before Thanksgiving. So let's make that 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, so um it's kind of putting all the pieces together. So let's talk about YouTube, because my husband think that YouTube started all our problems. Our problems was well before YouTube. It was well before my mother transitioning. I had those bouts of depression before my mother even I'm about to say transferred. She did. She transferred to another life. I'm getting off here. Yes. So, but yeah, I had those feelings before my mom transition. I didn't know what they were. I just thought, I don't have no energy today. I don't got no pep in my step today. You know what I mean? It was like I would be available, like I would go to work, I would be available, and it's like, yes, and hey, and how y'all doing, and da 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 da. You know what I mean? Play that role, right? I put up something in the community tab. It says the mask must go. I was putting on a mask, like I would put that mask on, I would go to work. When I come home, that was it. But I didn't know what was up under the mask. You know what I'm saying? Now I do. It's a saying. It says when you know, you can't go back to not knowing, right? And so I was kind of hesitant to talk about this today, not for you all, because I want you to be aware, and I want to share my vulnerability with you guys. I want to share my mental illness with you guys. So if you're feeling any of these feelings, fatigue, tiredness, wanting to isolate all the time, just not feeling motivated by things that used to motivate you, girl, when I read that paper, it said sex. It said activities you used to do. I mean, things that you used to love, like you were passionate about, you find no interest in them now. And that's what was happening to me. I used to love reading. I got books and books and books. And out of nowhere, I stopped reading, and that was well before my mother transitioned. So this is not something that happened overnight. It was just diagnosed in 2019. And I'm so grateful that I went to the doctor the other day and they did a recap of making sure everything was up to date. My insurance, my if something happened, who is, who do they need to call, my address, phone number, email, stuff like that. So, but I'm real grateful that I know now, because now I can move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I see myself getting on that couch, and no, I got to catch it. I got to, it's like when I started going to Narcotics Anonymous. When I started going to Narcotics Anonymous, I did what I always did. You know what I mean? Being fast, flirty, moving how I move. I did what I always did. But I had to learn some tools that when life show up, that I stopped doing what I always did, right? Which was using. I gotta turn some air on, which was using. And because I use to self-medicate. And that was a big part of it too. So when I tell you, like, I'm looking at it's like a baby has been birthed. And you ever go through the pain and the agony of having a baby, and then when that baby is birthed, the joy, I feel joy that I know my diagnosis is major depressive disorder and alcohol disorder. I gotta tell y'all about both, right? Even though I have 13 years next month, that's my diagnosis. That's what the people with the paper, with the, walking across the stage, the degrees, that's what they said. Okay. So I gotta let people help me. This coffee is hot. I gotta let people help me. So I started going to therapy. They put a referral in for me to go to therapy. And I started that. Well, she said, well, I'll be going. She asked me how often did I want to go. I ain't never been to a therapist before, not a one-on-one therapist. So I heard of people that have went to therapy. So this is a whole new ball game for me. It's like with Narcotics Anonymous. That's the hope for me, right? Faith is the as it faith is the evidence of things hoped. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. See, the enemy don't want me to tell y'all. The enemy want me to be embarrassed. The enemy want me to be ashamed. The enemy want me to go sit in a corner somewhere and say, "Woe is me." But no, no, no. And like I was saying, I kind of went past what I was saying, but I was saying I really didn't. I want to tell y'all, but I didn't want to tell y'all only because I know my husband now. Before all of that, before the he didn't watch my videos. Now he watches every one. And I didn't want to tell him this, even though I know I told him before, but somehow, like, it didn't register with me, it didn't register with him. So because I'm at a stage right now where I don't need nobody picking at me. I don't need nobody poking at me. I don't need nobody saying, "Oh, you acting like this," because no, I need somebody that's going to love and care and protect my emotions. I need somebody that's going to show empathy, concern, and compassion. And if I don't have those type of individuals around me, I cannot be around you. I can't gauge my mental health with your mental health, whether it's there or not. And I'm not talking about just my husband, I'm talking about anybody. I got to love on me right now. I don't have the mental capability to deal with any negativity. I remember talking to this guy and friend of mine, and he said before he got married, he had peace. When he got married, the peace was gone. So guess what? He divorced his wife and the peace came right back. I got to protect my peace. My mental health, my mental wealth, I got to protect it. I have to, so this opportunity, and I was just thinking on my way to get my CT scan this morning, maybe all of this happened with my husband. It still don't justify him putting me out like that, right? But God will turn nothing into something, right? So I'm thinking, I ain't asked God. I ain't prayed about it. It's just something that popped in my head. But I'm thinking that maybe all of this happened so I could be in a place where I don't have to concentrate and focus on anybody but me. That's what I thought this morning. So I'm real grateful that I do know. I'm gonna do so much reading. I've been reading already. A friend of mine's with the same diagnosis. I went and talked to her, and she gave me some paperwork that she had, but the therapist is going to give me some paperwork. I just have to wait to go there. So, I'm on Dr. Google. Girl, I'm Googling. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Nah, that ain't really me, but yeah, that's me. So, yeah, girl, you already know what I'm doing. I go from 0 to 100. But ladies, thank you for allowing me to share myself with you. I'm not going to drag this out. I just want to tell you, if you feeling inadequate, if you feeling like you don't measure up, if you feeling like you don't have any energy, if you feeling like things that matter to you once don't matter at all, go get checked out. It ain't no harm and it ain't no foul in taking care of yourself. We take care of everybody else to the best of our ability. We take care of the kids. We take care of our husband. We take care of our girlfriend. We take care of the people on our job. We take care of you. You the most important person in your life over your children. I was 16 years old when I learned that lesson. My godmother said, "Who's the most important person?" And I had my daughter by this time. I said, "My daughter?" She said, "No." She said, "You are the most important person. If you are not mentally capable of taking care of your daughter, or excuse me, of taking care of yourself, you're going to be of no benefit to your daughter." Take care of yourself today, ladies. Live on purpose, and it's already all right. We just got to get all right with it. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.